Today on this episode of Skin School, I'm going to talk about an exciting new product that we have developed at CarumMD Skin and how it ties to the skin barrier function, which is so important in so many different ways. And I think this is a term that is becoming much more discussed and much more awareness brought up around it. And you're going to understand why that is and why that's such an important part of having healthy skin, but also a healthy body, because there's a purpose beyond aesthetics to why we have skin wrapping our entire body. And it all comes down to skin barrier function. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Amir Karam, board certified facial plastic surgeon and founder and creator of CarumMD Skin. I specialize in facial rejuvenation, which basically means I help people look as young as they feel. Let's break down skin barrier function for a moment. Here's the story. So we have skin all over our body, and the human skin is very unique. It perspirates, it exchanges water. I mean, it protects our insides from the outside, right? I mean, it is literally the barrier between the outside world and the inside world. So there's things that are happening on the outside world that are not good for the inside part of us, right? So for example, our environment is filled with pollutants, right? In our air, we touch, we see, like everywhere there's some level of toxins and pollutants all over the place. Well, the skin barrier is designed to protect and keep the bad stuff out from the inside. That's a major role of the skin barrier function. What about UV light? We're underneath the sun, we're out and about. We have to have some way of protecting our internal part from the hardcore sun radiation, right? The UV rays, UVA and UVB, major part of the skin barrier function. What about viruses and bacteria? Another major threat to us, to our health. Skin barrier is a frontline role in immunity. So those are some big sort of threats that are coming out. What about the simple fact that our bodies are made of a lot of water, 70-something percent, 80%. And what you need to do is keep that water inside of you and not evaporate out into the world like a pond or a puddle would if it's just exposed, right? So just exposure leads to evaporation. Skin needs to be able to prevent dehydration and evaporative loss. And that process is called transepidermal water loss. It's something that's constantly happening. And if our skin barrier is functioning correctly and doing its job the best it can, then you're going to be able to reduce or minimize the amount of evaporative loss. However, I'm just going to say this and I'll get back to this in a moment. No one is immune to transepidermal water loss. That's just something that happens. And it especially happens at nighttime. That's why a lot of times when you wake up in the morning, A, you weigh a little bit less, B, your skin looks really kind of like dehydrated and not as supple. You look at your face and there's all these like lines and wrinkles everywhere. More so in the mornings, and that's a lot of it's because of this overnight loss that happens. The skin barrier is there to protect you. So it needs to function well. So what are the things that can affect the skin barrier function? I mean, basically it's anything that can potentially dry your skin. It's things that are basically environmental things, cuts. All these different things can affect the skin barrier function. But climate can play a big role too. When temperature is too hot or too cold, the symptom of that is the skin appears dry. It feels flaky. It feels kind of like flaccid and not as supple. These are all symptoms of skin barrier that is not as in an ideal function. What does ideal skin barrier look like? What is an ideal skin? It's moist, so it has good moisture. It has a suppleness, it has an elasticity to it, and ultimately it just looks bright and healthy, telling us that our skin barrier function is fully intact. Now, what does all this have to do with the new product that we developed? So, as you know, Trifecta is our flagship. Everyone can benefit from it. This is like your total anti-aging solution, 3 steps, couple minutes, twice a day. You've got everything you need to literally fight and resist aging. But one of the things we kept hearing about, and it's nothing to do specifically with the Trifecta, but just like, hey, I need a little bit more moisture. What can I get to improve that? What more can I do, especially in the winters and the summers when air conditioning is rolling? So that was one thing that we kept hearing from our community. The second thing is just simply the trends that existed. So one of the things that came out of Korea was this notion of slugging, right? Slugging is this process where you put like basically petroleum jelly like Vaseline or Aquaphor on your skin, your face. This has been done for years, and the consequence is that you wake up and your skin looks amazing. It's like bright and it's supple. You didn't have that transepidermal water loss, so as a result, skin looks great. Problem is, you look down at your pillow and it's tons of Vaseline, greasy Vaseline all over the place. It's also not comedogenic, so it can clog your pores, it can lead to acne, it can cause some issues. It's just not a very comfortable thing to do. But it got a huge awareness around it, that this is something that's very good for your skin to really occlusive dress and keep that moisture locked into your skin. Very good thing. So between what we're hearing from our customers and our patients, in addition to these sort of trends, it got me thinking, well, why don't we come up with a product that seals the skin, decreases evaporative loss, and improves the skin barrier function, which is such a key piece to the whole thing, and ultimately functions also as a heavy-duty moisturizer. It can be used, to give that extra bit of moisture seasonally or all the time. It can also be used every single night to do that slugging effect, but also just something that is going to have more than just what your moisturizer would have some anti-aging qualities to it too, which I'll go over in a moment. So from that came Enrich, which enriches this product that just came out. And by the way, at CareMD, we're not going to have like 50 different products. Really, Trifecta is our major product and all the individual components of it, which is the cleanser, the vitamin C quench, and then Illuminate, the all-in-one. But occasionally we're going to have something that if it's a good idea, we're going to have like Polish, our exfoliator. Brilliant idea, enzymatically, safely, quickly exfoliates the skin. And this guy is going to be our answer for slugging as well as locking in skin moisture. And with that being said, how do you use it and what's the science behind it? Because by the way, nothing that we're ever going to put out is going to be just based on our hunch or assumptions. Everything that we ever put out is going to be first tested by a third party, somebody who's not related to us, and tell us if this stuff works. So you're going to use it at nighttime. That's how I use it. I use it at nighttime all throughout my face. My wife does as well. And wake up in the morning, nothing on your pillows. Everything looks nice and clean, but your skin just is really supple and bright. So here's what the studies showed. 94% of the subjects showed highly significant improvement in moisture after one night of use. 94% of the subjects showed highly significant improvement in elasticity after 4 weeks of use. So elasticity improved after being on it for some time. 97% of the consumers agreed that Enrich instantly soothed and calmed their skin, and that their skin appeared more moisturized after using the product. So very, very effective moisturizing effect, as well as calming the skin. 94% of consumers agreed that their skin felt softer and protected immediately after using the product. And this was based on a 4-week consumer and instrument perception study that looked at 34 subjects, ages 35 and 65, and essentially followed them through a 4-week period. This was really, really powerful for me because elasticity and moisture are like two parts of this story of having really immediately supple looking skin. But if you can lock that skin in overnight, you're going to clearly wake up in the morning feeling and looking better. And that was the whole slugging concept that we discussed. But some of the aspects that we wanted to improve upon over slugging was the messiness. We wanted to be breathable so you don't have the problems with acne, etc. We also wanted it to have components that are going to be nourishing and improving the skin from an anti-aging point of view as well. So here are some of the ingredients that are in there. So number one, bakuchiol. This is like a retinol-like compound that improves hydration and tone. Then there's astaxanthin. This is a super antioxidant. It brightens and tones the skin. There's a patented lipid complex, which helps improve the look of elasticity and supports the skin barrier function. Remember, the moisture at the skin barrier, that transepidermal loss, that's happening because there's a layer at the top aspect of the skin, the stratum corneum of the epidermis, that's basically made up of lipids, cholesterol, and proteins that are helping moisturize the skin in addition to ceramides. Plant oils and sesame, broccoli, marula, avocado, black cumin, Brazilian nut, passion fruit, and olive. All these with omega acids as well as antioxidants to soothe, moisturize, and support the skin. And Kapuka butter, which delivers long-lasting moisture, soothing the skin and calming the skin. So, in a nutshell, skin barrier function is critical to healthy skin and a healthy body. We want to make sure that our skin barrier is functioning well. One thing that is not discussed enough about is if you have a properly functioning skin barrier, in addition to the fact that you're not going to let a bunch of your moisture and water evaporate through your body and wake up with dehydrated looking skin, but also the products that you put on your skin to help improve your anti-aging goals and mission, those are all going to penetrate better when you have a properly functioning skin barrier. So the things that you put on your skin rely on an actively, properly working skin barrier, and that's part of the skin barrier function. All right, folks, I'm really, really excited to share this with you, to put it in context, to let you all know why we developed Enrich, how it's supposed to improve things, and trust me, I'm so confident about it. Give it a try. You're gonna see, unlike retinols and things like that take time to work, this works immediately. You'll wake up the next day or two after using it and say, wow, my skin looks better. And then a week later, 2 weeks, 3, 4 weeks later, you're gonna really see the impact of the use over time, which has been the feedback we've gotten from our friends and family who've had an opportunity to use this before launch. Excited to share this with you. Love to get your feedback. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below, and share this with some friends and family, anyone who would enjoy learning about the skin barrier function and what you can actually do about it. And like always, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, Dr. Amir Karim.